Meeker are frustrated tonight. A special meeting will get underway in just a couple of hours, and it could result in a Meeker police officer and the police chief losing their jobs. Fox 25's Paige Taylor joins us live from City Hall with what we're learning about all this. Paige.
Well, Wendy, right now we don't have any details from town officials about why these two officers could potentially be terminated. The Board of Trustees will meet here tonight at 7 here at City Hall, and I'm told supporters of these officers will also be here in attendance. Now, these two items on the agenda say that the board is going to enter executive session to discuss the employment, discipline, performance, and possible demotion or termination of Meeker Police Officer Kyle Crow and Meeker Police Chief Trent Norton. Many Meeker residents like Cassie Beeson, who I spoke to, have positive things to say about Crow and Norton.
Really don't have a lot of information. It was just kind of put out there just recently. Nobody knows why they're up for termination or demotion or whatever the board decides to do tonight.
With so little information, I called City Hall and talked to Town Administrator Jeff Wilburn. I asked what are the circumstances that have led to these two individuals possibly losing their jobs. He said he could not give me any information ahead of the meeting because it deals with personnel matters. Now, I did reach out to the Meeker Police Chief for comment. He said he was not going to comment on this matter. Reporting live in Meeker, Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.
Paige, thank you. We are bracing for some serious heat. Fox 25 meteorologist Connor Baldwin's got your back with a first look at the forecast this evening. Hi, Connor.
Hi, that's right. It's been hot, especially all over the country with this heat dome building in over the eastern U.S. We have highs pretty much over 90 here everywhere east of the Rockies. There are a few places in the northern U.S. here that are in the high 80s, and Orlando down there at 75, probably due to a thunderstorm that rolled in. But as you can see, everywhere to the east of the Rockies in the 90s, you can see some of those, especially in the northeast, some of those temperatures starting to come down now that they're getting closer to sunset. But they were at the 90s just a few minutes ago. And with this 93 here in Oklahoma City, this continues to wrap up this incredibly hot June that we've had, 20 days above average in the month of June. That's 2/3 of the month. Only 7 days have been below average so far with our high temperatures. And we even set a record back there on June 13th. A high of 97 was the record for that day. And only 3 days here we're at our normal temperature this time of year. With this, the second hottest average temperature year for between January 1st and June 30th. So for the first 6 months, this is the second hottest year on record for our average temperature. And this asterisk, this isn't including the data that we're going to get in for today. We haven't had the climate report come in yet, so we don't have the data. But once that data comes in, because our low was only 76 and our high today is at 93, we'll either tie 2012 or be about 0.1 degrees above 2012. So after we get the data in for today, it's likely that this year has been the hottest year on record for Oklahoma City. And the July outlook here doesn't look much better. This is the monthly temperature outlook for July from the Climate Prediction Center. Almost all of the United States, other than the Midwest, will be above average for their temperatures going into July. For tonight, though, it's just going to be a bit warm. 75, isolated rain chances in western and northwestern Oklahoma. Some in the Panhandle, too, that we're watching. There is a marginal risk, but our heat index values are going to remain near 100, triple-digit highs for the July 4th weekend, and our heat is going to continue into next week. I'll have the rest of the forecast here in a few minutes. Wendy.
All right, Connor, thank you. And with that dangerous heat settling in across much of the country, experts are reminding pet owners to protect their furry family members. Best Friends Animal Society says hot pavement, extreme temperatures, and dehydration can quickly become dangerous for pets. Experts recommend walking dogs during cooler parts of the day, providing plenty of water and shade, and never leaving pets in parked vehicles. Oklahomans are expected to pay significantly more to stay cool this summer. A new Consumer Affairs report says the average summer electric bill in Oklahoma has climbed from $148 a month in 2020 to $205 a month this year. The report says Oklahoma has seen one of the largest year-over-year increases in cooling costs among the top 10 states. As families celebrate the 4th of July, OU Health doctors are reminding Oklahomans the holiday brings more than just fireworks. Doctors say they expect to treat burns from grills, swimming-related emergencies, and fireworks injuries over the holiday weekend. Experts warn sparklers can reach temperatures of up to 1,800 degrees and should never be given to young children. They also urge parents to actively supervise children around pools and lakes. Drivers along I-44 in Oklahoma City should prepare for long-term ramp closures as major bridge projects get underway. ODOT is replacing the eastbound I-44 bridge over Classen Circle and rehabbing the eastbound off-ramp to Western Avenue. The eastbound I-44 on-ramp from Classen Circle and the westbound I-44 off-ramp to Classen Boulevard are closed through the spring of 2027. Construction is expected to last through spring of 2027. Several new education laws are taking effect across Oklahoma starting tomorrow. Schools will now be required to enforce a bell-to-bell cell phone ban beginning next school year, preventing students from using phones during the school day. This extends a temporary order that was in place. Teachers will also receive a $2,000 pay raise, while elementary schools must provide at least 40 minutes of daily recess that cannot be taken away as punishment. One Oklahoma City area school district is increasing teacher pay in hopes of attracting more educators. Crooked Oak Public Schools announced first-year certified teachers will now earn a starting salary of more than $50,000. School officials say the pay increase is designed to recruit and retain high-quality teachers. A popular Oklahoma wildlife park is under a temporary federal license suspension. Arbuckle Wilderness Park in Davis faces a 21-day suspension over alleged Animal Welfare Act violations. Inspectors cited concerns involving animal care, sanitation, and facility conditions. The investigation remains ongoing. The Supreme Court upholding birthright citizenship. In arguably the most anticipated case of the term, a 6-3 ruling strikes down President Trump's attempt to end automatic citizenship for babies born in the U.S. whose parents are not citizens. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar has more on this historic ruling.
In a landmark ruling, the Supreme Court deems birthright citizenship a foundational American principle and not, as President Trump argued, an outdated post-Civil War relic. Chief Justice John Roberts writes in the majority opinion, citizenship then and now was the right to have rights, to freely participate in our political community. The framers of the 14th Amendment extended that promise to every freeborn person in this land. We keep that promise today. Leaders in Congress reacting in real time.
Anybody who looks at this, oh dear, what did they rule?
Here we go.
Children born in the United States. Well,
This is real time.
I need to read the opinion, okay? However, I do think that this has been grossly abused in recent years, okay?
Donald Trump does not get to bend the rules and rewrite the Constitution just to comply with his illegal and anti-immigrant agenda.
President Trump now calling on Congress to legislate an end to birthright citizenship, claiming no long and unwieldy constitutional amendment is necessary. At the heart of this case are these opening words of the Constitution's 14th Amendment. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. It's the subject to the jurisdiction thereof part that was up for debate. President Trump argued people in the U.S. illegally are not subject to U.S. jurisdiction. The majority of justices disagreed.
It basically means if you're born here, you're subject to being in this country, the laws of this country. That makes you a citizen. You're subject to the jurisdiction.
A new NBC poll gives insight into whether Americans view being born in the United States as central to the American identity. 54% say it is important, 45% say it's not. Some Republicans in Congress are already talking about amending the Constitution to end birthright citizenship, a lengthy process that requires approval from 2/3 of Congress and 3/4 of state legislatures. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar.
Senator James Lankford criticized the Supreme Court's decision upholding birthright citizenship. He says American citizenship should not be granted to people whose families entered the country illegally. Lankford called citizenship the greatest gift on earth and said Congress should pass stronger laws to prevent what he described as obtaining citizenship through fraud or illegal actions. While he disagreed with the court's ruling, Lankford said Americans should continue to respect the judiciary and praised President Trump for strengthening border security. The U.S. Supreme Court taking up a major Second Amendment case. The justices will consider whether state laws banning AR-15 style rifles violate the Constitution. Gun safety groups support the bans, while gun rights advocates argue they're unconstitutional. Arguments are expected to be heard this fall. The U.S. is approaching 1 year since President Trump signed his sweeping legislative package dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill into law. Republicans praise it as one of the most historic bills of our lifetime. Democrats say it's done little to help working families.
A bill that is ushering in more opportunity for families, more wage growth for families.
Working families haven't felt any kind of benefit. And if you got out of the bubble of the White House or the mall, you would know what's really happening to working families.
Trump signed the package on July 4th of last year. The White House touts it as the largest tax cut in history for middle and working class Americans, pointing to policies like no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. Democrats criticize impacts on health care and food assistance, saying Americans continue to struggle with rising prices. An Oklahoma City police K-9 is recovering after being injured while helping officers catch a suspect. We do want to warn you, this video could be disturbing for some viewers. Police say K-9 Dash was deployed during the pursuit of a stolen vehicle near Southeast 19th and South Santa Fe Avenue. Investigators say Dash held on to the suspect even as the driver sped away, dragging the dog down the road before he finally let go. Dash suffered road rash to his paws, but he is expected to make a full recovery. A Wagoner County man has been cited after deputies say he fired fireworks at homes. Investigators stopped the suspect's vehicle after receiving multiple reports of fireworks being launched toward houses. Kenny Osmus received 4 disturbing the peace citations, and deputies seized a large quantity of fireworks. An Oklahoma City man facing multiple felony charges after a deadly hit-and-run crash. Police say 28-year-old Sterling Morales was stopped for a traffic violation when witnesses alerted officers to a nearby crash involving 2 pedestrians. Investigators say one victim died at the scene while the other suffered serious injuries. Aid groups say Venezuela's healthcare system is struggling in the aftermath of 2 devastating earthquakes. The official death toll has climbed above 1,700 as rescue crews continue searching for survivors. The United Nations warns damaged hospitals and overcrowded shelters are raising concerns about the spread of disease. Relief efforts remain focused on both rescue operations and caring for thousands of displaced survivors. A U.S. Marine who disappeared during training off Southern California has been identified, though questions remain.
Because we need justice.
Que lo encuentren.
We need him to be found.
Si Dios quiere otra cosa, lo necesitamos ver físicamente.
We need to see him physically.
Marine officials say 21-year-old Lance Corporal Armando Ortiz Canseco went missing from the USS Anchorage during an overnight training exercise Thursday. The Navy has shifted from a search and rescue to a search and recovery operation after he was declared dead on Saturday. His family is now demanding answers about what happened during that training mission. Military officials say that investigation is still ongoing. The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office is investigating after more than 100 dog remains were found buried at a California animal rescue sanctuary.
Miranda's Rescue from 2025 January until April, May of this year received over 900 animals from these shelters. We have 730 animals that are unaccounted for.
The Sheriff's Office says 117 intact dog remains, additional skulls, and hundreds of bones were recovered at 2 sites. Investigators say many of the dogs showed evidence of gunshot wounds, while officials work to identify microchipped animals. The rescue's founder denies any wrongdoing, and no arrests or charges have been made at this time. The world's top canoe and kayak athletes are heading to Oklahoma City. River Sport OKC preparing to host the 2026 ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships, welcoming more than 300 athletes from 50 countries. The 6-day competition will feature canoe slalom, and kayak cross events. For many competitors, it'll be their first chance to race on the course that will host the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. A major infrastructure project is now complete at the Guthrie Edmond Regional Airport. State and local leaders marked the completion of a $5.7 million taxiway realignment and lighting project with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The project reconstructed nearly 3,750 feet of taxiway, upgraded airfield lighting to current FAA standards, and included the first phase of a future terminal apron expansion.
This project has been a long time coming. We identified it as a need years ago, and we got the funding for it, we designed it, and now of course we're at construction. It's been under construction now for about a year here, and so luckily we were able to keep it in a phased operation so that we weren't having large impacts to the air traffic here at the airport, but we were able to get it done on time and under budget, and so that's a win for both cities, of course.
Officials say the improvements will enhance safety, improve airport operations, and support future growth in the North Oklahoma City metro. A Mustang middle school student is headed to the nation's capital after winning Oklahoma's state final Civics B. 8th grader Jessica Mabry earned first place with a proposal focused on improving mental health support for teenagers. She won a $1,000 prize and will represent Oklahoma at the National Civics Bee in Washington, D.C. this November. Jessica says she also plans to help address teens' mental health concerns.
A lot of teens are going through depression, and there are a lot of hard things in our lives. So I wanted to find a solution, and I kind of explored the idea of safe spaces for teens in schools where they can kind of calm down and just feel more relaxed in school to help with that.
The national competition offers up to $100,000 in scholarships. Drivers are seeing some relief at the gas pump from high gas prices during the height of tensions with Iran. But President Trump says it is not enough. National correspondent Matt Galka reports from Washington on why gas prices aren't matching falling oil prices.
Oil prices are hovering around pre-Iran war levels, trading in the high $60 to low $70 per barrel range. It's a welcome sight for prices after they spiked to nearly $115 per barrel as the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway where 20% of the world's oil flows through, was choked off.
Oil prices are way down. We hit $69 today. It was higher than that prior to the denuclearization of Iran fight that we have, which we're doing very well.
Oil spikes brought surges to the gas pump, but since the U.S. and Iran signed a memorandum of understanding on the war, gas is down 50 cents to $3.85 nationally, but it's still up from the $2.98 number pre-war. On Truth Social, the president demanded gas prices go lower, writing in part, gasoline retailers must get their prices down immediately, while also telling retailers to start targeting around the $2.50 a gallon number.
You can't just throw out a number. Many Americans like to tie the price of oil to the price of gasoline, but the truth is both are separate commodities.
Head petroleum analyst for GasBuddy, Patrick DeHaan, says the relationship between oil prices and gas prices is more complex. Refineries around the world are not yet running at the same pace they were because of the disruption the war caused. And summer gasoline blends and high demand for travel all play a part in pricing. In the president's post, he warned retailers against price gouging. DeHaan doesn't believe retailers are gouging customers right now, but he also thought some gas increases in places around the country this week were over the top.
It does become frustrating. It felt a little unwarranted that going through the holiday, these retailers were doing okay, and then they restored margins again. So the president, the math is there.
Another major factor is peace between the U.S. and Iran isn't set in stone yet. Both sides have exchanged strikes in the area in recent days, sending a signal to energy companies that the peace deal remains fragile. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Galka.
All right, starting off with a look at the sky cam here. Sunny skies, hardly even a cloud out there, especially in the metro. A little bit of haze, though, from some Saharan dust that has made its way over from Africa. It moved into Texas and into our area over the evening hours. And so that's why there's just that little bit of haze out there. And it's also kept us just a little bit cooler. The official high at the airport was 94 today. Right now in the metro, 93 on the Mesonet. Further in southwestern Oklahoma, triple digits, 101 out there near Frederick. And you can also see 77 here in Roger Mills and Beckham County. That's from some showers and thunderstorms that are ongoing in western Oklahoma, moving in from the panhandles. We do have this marginal risk mainly for western and northwestern Oklahoma here. This gusty winds up to 60 to 70 miles an hour. That's going to be the main threat between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. today. We could see some penny-sized hail. We're not going to see any tornadoes here with these storms. It's really going to be a wind threat. Now let's zoom in on these storms here. You can see some showers, maybe 1 or 2 thunderstorms here in Beckham County, but more showers in Rogers County. You can see some more severe thunderstorm warnings out there in the Panhandle, but as they get closer to the state line, they've been weakening here, especially last night and tonight. They're going to be weakening here as they make their way through the Panhandle, and weakening especially once the sun goes down here. At 9 o'clock, you're really going to see these storms weaken. We're going to stay mostly clear here in the metro. Further out for western Oklahoma, you could see some high-level clouds from the anvils from those storms, but we're going to stay at 75 tonight and mostly clear for our low. It's going to be hot, though. It was hot today, 98 right now for the heat index value, 100 in some spots as well. As we go into tomorrow and Thursday, that's going to be the same story. 98 for the heat index for tomorrow afternoon, and as we go into Thursday afternoon as well, 99. Some areas, again, could see triple-digit heat index values tomorrow and on Thursday. It's going to be hot, but luckily we should start to dry out a little bit. We're not seeing those 105 heat index values that we saw over the weekend. And this heat dome here is still sitting over the eastern U.S. It's been building all week. It's going to continue to build through the rest of the week as well. Here, Thursday, just still sitting over the eastern U.S., but as we start to get into Friday and into Saturday, you can see it split apart here with half of it over the Atlantic coast and half of it over the panhandles. As it starts to strengthen over the panhandles on Saturday, that's what's going to bring us these triple-digit temperatures as we get into this weekend. It's going to stay over here until Sunday and Monday. It's going to remain hot through the weekend as well. 7-day temperature trend here, 96 tomorrow, 97 for Thursday. You can see when that heat dome moves over the panhandles, that's when we get this hump, 101 degrees on Saturday. And looking ahead to next week, we're still going to be above average with highs in the upper 90s. Full 4th of July forecast here, 100 degrees on Friday, 101 on Saturday for the 4th of July, 100 degrees on Sunday. We do have a 20% chance for an isolated storm that could pop up. Not very confident in it yet. That's why we only have 20%, but where most of us are going to stay dry through the weekend here. And we're going to stay dry here over the next 8 to 14 days as well. Near normal, maybe just slightly above normal for southeastern Oklahoma. But the monthly outlook for July, for the temperature here, above normal as we go throughout the month of July. It's going to stay hot, and it's going to stay hot in those cars. With all this heat that we're expecting, even if the outside temperature is just 96, after 15 minutes, already up about 25 degrees to 120, and all the way up to 140 degrees just after an hour. It's going to stay hot, but not tonight. 75, a bit warm, mostly clear south wind at 15 miles an hour. For tomorrow, going to be getting up to a high of 96, mostly clear, but we do have that heat index nearing 100, could get over 100 in some spots, especially in northern Oklahoma. South wind at 25 miles an hour. 10-day forecast here again, 96 tomorrow, mostly sunny through the rest of the week, 101 degrees for the 4th of July forecast. And looking ahead to next week, highs are going to stay in the high 90s, and we could even see some triple digits.
The United States has a big birthday right around the corner, 250 years. The National News Desk's Taylor Murray takes a look at an American tradition that has endured through generations, state fairs.
The Great American State Fair is underway in the nation's capital, bringing together the people, traditions, history, and spirit that make America the greatest nation on earth. That's something state fairs have been doing for nearly 200 years.
We're looking forward to the Ferris wheel.
A giant Ferris wheel, musical performances, military flyovers, a rodeo, carnival rides, and more. The National Mall in Washington, D.C. transformed into the Great American State Fair.
I first went to a fair when I was 3. It just gives that energetic vibe when I see everybody and we're all doing rides together. It's just a fun moment.
Spanning from the U.S. Capitol to the Washington Monument, exhibits and activations from nearly all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and 5 U.S. territories, showcasing what makes each unique. Doing on a large scale for America's 250th birthday, what state fairs have been doing across the country for nearly 2 centuries.
This is my first, and I like it a lot.
In 1841, the State Fair was born in Syracuse, New York, to bring farmers together to share ideas and practices. There were livestock exhibits and plowing competitions, and the concept quickly spread to other states, with people falling in love with the tradition.
The atmosphere, it's always fun, it's exciting, you know, it's a happy place.
The ones in Texas can't be beat, all the rodeos and, you know, just seeing the longhorns.
Over the years, some state fairs have served as key campaign grounds for politicians to chat with voters and give stump speeches. Most notably, Iowa's State Fair, which has been a popular stop for presidential candidates since the 1970s, when the Iowa caucuses started. Today, political campaigning and agriculture are still front and center at state fairs across the nation. But they've evolved to include much more.
When we were in Georgia, we had to get all the fried Oreos and the cotton candy and all the sweets and stuff like that.
I've been to a lot of state fairs, mostly just in Maryland, but every time I go, I do like the zippers. I like the big action rides, so that's why I go.
The nostalgia that draws people back year after year.
Usually sweet corn. I mean, always looking for sweet corn.
For a blend of family-friendly entertainment, agricultural tradition, and community pride that feels distinctly American. You can visit the Great American State Fair at the National Mall through July 10th. For Amazing America, I'm Taylor Murray with the National News Desk.
A new Medicare pilot program is expanding access to popular weight loss medications beginning tomorrow. Eligible Medicare enrollees can receive certain weight loss drugs for a $50 a month copay. The demo program works around federal law, which generally prohibits Medicare from covering medications prescribed solely for weight loss. A new study raising questions about how well social media platforms protect children online. Researchers with the Cybersecurity Research Center evaluated child safety features on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. The study found nearly 60% of those safety features either did not work as intended or were too difficult for children to find and use. Snap, YouTube, and Instagram dispute the findings, saying the study does not reflect how young people actually use their platforms. LeBron James is reportedly ending his 8-year run with the Los Angeles Lakers. Multiple reports say James has informed the Lakers he plans to continue playing, but as an unrestricted free agent with the new team. The NBA's all-time leading scorer is a 22-time All-Star, 4-time MVP, and winner of 1 championship with the Lakers after joining the franchise in 2018. While his next destination is unknown, early speculation has linked James to teams including the Golden State Warriors and a possible return to Cleveland. More news ahead right after this break.
This is the Fox 25 News at 5:30.
Starting things off, of course, with our meteorologist Connor Baldwin, because we're talking some serious heat on the way.
It has been hot. It's going to continue to stay hot through this 4th of July weekend as well. Right now, pretty much everywhere in the eastern U.S. is either at 90 or above 90, especially east of the Rockies here. We're at 93 right now in Oklahoma City. The official high at the airport today was 94 degrees, and that just caps off an incredibly hot June that we've had so far. 20 days above average is the official count. We did have 7 days that were below the average for that day. But again, most of the 2/3 of the days this June have been spent above average for our high temperatures. We even set a record back on June 13th of 97, and only 3 days here were around our normal temperature for June. With all this data and with all of the past data from the past 5 months, this makes 2026 the second hottest year on record from January 1st through June 30th. So these first 6 months of the year, 2026 is the second hottest on record, and this asterisk is without counting any of the data from today. We had a low of 76, a high of 94. That's going to increase our average temperature up here to at least 61, maybe even 61.1. So once we get the data in from today, 2026 will either be the hottest or tied for the hottest start to the year through the first 6 months. So it's been incredibly hot. We're going to stay hot through July as well. Above average temperatures here for the monthly outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Equal chances for above or below average here in the Midwest, but Northwest, our area, and the eastern U.S. all looking to be above average for our temperatures for the month of July. For tonight, low of 75, isolated rain chances in western Oklahoma and northwestern Oklahoma. There is a small marginal risk out there that we're monitoring. We're also watching some storms currently ongoing. But for our weather headlines, that heat index is going to remain near 100 for the rest of the week. Triple-digit highs, especially for the 4th of July weekend. And this heat is going to continue into next week. I'll have the rest of the forecast here in a few minutes, Wendy.
With that dangerous heat settling across much of the country, experts reminding pet owners to protect their furry family members. Best Friends Animal Society says hot pavement, extreme temps, and dehydration can quickly become dangerous for pets. Experts recommend walking dogs during cooler parts of the day, providing plenty of water and shade, and never leaving pets in parked vehicles. Oklahomans expected to pay significantly more to stay cool this summer. A new Consumer Affairs report says the average summer electric bill in Oklahoma has climbed from $148 a month in 2020 to $205 a month this year. The report says Oklahoma has seen one of the largest year-over-year increases in cooling costs among the top 10 states. As families celebrate the 4th of July, doctors at OU Health are reminding Oklahomans about what the holiday can bring. Not talking fireworks. Doctors say they expect to treat burns from grills, swimming-related emergencies, and fireworks injuries all during the holiday weekend. Experts warn sparklers can reach temperatures of up to 1,800 degrees and should never be given to young children. They also urge parents to actively supervise children around pools and lakes. A special meeting tonight could bring major changes to the Meeker Police Department. Town leaders are expected to consider the jobs of both the police chief and an officer, a move that's drawing concern from many residents there. Fox 25's Paige Taylor joins us live from Meeker City Hall. So Paige, what are people saying ahead of this meeting tonight?
Well, Wendy, right now we don't have any details from town officials about why these two men could potentially be fired. This special meeting is set to get underway here at City Hall at 7 o'clock, and I'm told supporters of these two officers are expected to be here.
Hoping that they make the right call and do not terminate either of these gentlemen, because that would be a huge loss to the Meeker community.
An agenda for a special meeting of the Town of Meeker Board of Trustees lists 2 items that have drawn concern among the Meeker community. Those 2 items being to enter executive session to discuss the employment, discipline, performance, and possible demotion or termination of Meeker Police Officer Kyle Crow and Meeker Police Chief Trent Norton.
We really don't have a lot of information. It was just kind of put out there just recently. Nobody knows why they're up for termination or demotion or whatever the board decides to do tonight.
With so little information, I called Town Hall and talked to Town Administrator Jeff Wilborn. I asked what are the circumstances that have led to these two individuals possibly losing their jobs. He said he could not give me any information ahead of the meeting because it deals with personnel matters. Many Meeker residents like Cassie Beeson have positive things to say about Crow and Norton. Beeson recalled several times the officers have helped her.
I have a lot of medical issues. They've responded to many of my 911 calls where I've been unresponsive to keep my husband calm, cool, and collected. There was another time that I ran out of groceries before I could buy any more, and the police department, Chief Norton, he went to the store and bought out of his own pocket groceries for our household and went to a local church to get some non-perishable food for us to get us by until my husband got paid again.
She says she hopes the board does not terminate them.
My message to the Meeker board would be do not terminate these officers. You need to look in the other direction where the problem really lies, and it's not with these two.
I did reach out to the police chief for comment. He told me he does not have a comment on this matter. Reporting live in Meeker, Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.
Paige, thank you. Yukon city leaders are expected to take up the proposed data center project again tonight. There is no new vote scheduled, but the city council has set aside time to discuss the previously approved land sale agreement with BLE Land Holdings, including questions about the agreement and the transaction. The project has drawn continued public interest over its potential impact on water, utilities, and future development. Fox 25's Rob Hagan will be at tonight's meeting and will bring you the latest developments on air and online. A former Oklahoma Department of Human Services supervisor is accused of sexually abusing a child who was under his agency's care. Myron McKinney has been arrested on 6 complaints of lewd acts with a child under 16. An arrest affidavit states the victim was part of a DHS case that McKinney supervised. Investigators say the child reported being sexually assaulted during overnight stays at McKinney's home between 2020 and 2021. Police say McKinney later confirmed the child had stayed at his home while he was the case supervisor. So far, a court date has not been set in McKinney's case. After learning about the accusations against McKinney, Fox 25 asked OKDHS multiple questions, including what safeguards and policies are in place to prevent employees from having inappropriate contact with children and families they serve. And were those policies violated in this case? We also asked if McKinney was ever the subject of any prior internal investigations, disciplinary actions, or findings during his employment with OKDHS that the department can disclose. Oklahoma Human Services says they will be responding with a statement. We'll update you, of course, once we receive it.
This is Fox 25 Sports.
College football is right around the corner. John Mateer and Oklahoma are gearing up for a big 2026 season, and a strong season requires a lot of work in the off season. And at the Manning Passing Academy over the weekend, Mateer caught the eyes of fans and the media. In this video published on X, you can see Mateer's throwing motion looking a lot different than it was last year. Mateer, of course, had surgery on his throwing hand following the Sooners' win over Auburn. And after this, the Sooners' offense never really looked the same. At his youth camp on Saturday, Baker Mayfield spoke about Mateer's ability heading into year 2 with the program.
Yeah, I mean, I think from the first time I talked to John, you could tell he was kind of built different, and that's an important piece to have when you come in and you're trying to play quarterback here at this university. And I thought he was insane when he came back to play against Texas. He's as tough as they come, and I think he wanted to be out there for his guys. And in that game, it's important to him, and that's, to me, that carries you a long way. And I think it's going to take them, stuff like that's going to take them farther this year.
And speaking of Mateer, Oklahoma football will be here one day closer than originally scheduled. The school announced this week that the season opening game against UTEP will now be played on Friday, September 4th. Athletic Director Roger Denny referencing the heat playing a factor, saying, quote, a Friday night kickoff provides a more comfortable environment for our student athletes, fans, and game day staff. It's just the second home game on a Friday this century for OU. The first, a 51-3 win over Temple in 2024. In Stillwater, an OSU running back turning heads before even playing a game for the Cowboys. Caleb Hawkins has been named a Walter Camp preseason All-American. Hawkins was dominant during his freshman year at North Texas, running for over 1,400 yards and scoring a nation-leading 29 total touchdowns. Hawkins and fellow Mean Green transfer Drew Mestemaker will look to improve on OSU's 1-11 record in 2025. The Cowboys will open their season on the road against Tulsa on Saturday, September 5th, as they look to avenge last season's loss to the Golden Hurricane. I'm Stone Weber, and that's a look at sports.
A heads up for Sony PlayStation users who buy shows or movies on the platform. Sony says some of those could be going away soon. Sony began sending out emails to PlayStation owners this week saying they will lose access to more than 500 movies on September 1st. The change comes due to licensing agreements and limits on digital ownership. No refunds will be offered. The full list of movies being deleted can be found on PlayStation's website. Dunkin' getting into the patriotic spirit ahead of America's 250th birthday. The company is releasing a limited time Dunkin' Eagle Cup. The cup costs $10.99, and you'll also get a promo code for a free medium drink. Those codes must be used by July 31st.
Well, that Dunkin' Eagle Cup looks really cool. I may have to go grab one at some point. What's not looking cool have been the temperatures the past couple days. Right now on the sky cams, sunny skies, hardly a cloud out there except for western Oklahoma, where we have some showers and storms ongoing, but a little bit of haze out there also with some Saharan dust that's made its way over from Africa. It started really coming into the metro last night and it stuck around today. It's kept our highs a little bit less than what we were expecting. We had highs of 96 forecasted. We only got up to 94 here in the metro. Right now, 93, some triple digits down there near Altus and Frederick. And again, you can see the 77s out there in western Oklahoma. That's where we're watching these storms that are ongoing right now. There is a small little marginal risk in northwestern Oklahoma for gusty winds up to 60 and 70 miles an hour between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. today. There's also a chance for some penny-sized hail, but not looking for any tornadoes. Those gusty winds are the main threats that we're going to be watching. Let's zoom in on these storms here. A little bit in Roger Mills and Beckham County. You can see this little smaller pocket of a storm, especially up there in northwestern Beckham County. There was a severe thunderstorm warning in the Panhandle, but it's really started to weaken here as we've gone through the last probably about an hour. They're going to continue to weaken, especially as we start to lose that heating from the sun as it starts to set. Another line of thunderstorms here around 9 o'clock, but you can see they weaken, not really expecting much of anything past just past the Texas border here. We're going to get a little bit of cloud cover. We're going to stay mostly clear in the metro. The only chance for some clouds will be some high-level clouds from those anvils moving in from the Panhandle. Right now, that heat index up to 97 in the metro. Some spots have seen over 100 today. As we go through the day tomorrow, going to get up again, high 90s for our heat index values. Again, some areas could see up to triple digits as we go into tomorrow and as we go into Thursday as well. You can see Stillwater up there with a heat index of 100. The metro right at 99 for our heat index values for Thursday afternoon. Next weather maker here is going to continue to be this heat dome. It's just been sitting and building over the eastern U.S. We saw during first weather, a lot of the eastern U.S. had highs up in the mid-90s. It's going to continue to sit there until we start to get into Friday. You can see here it splits into two with one portion here over the coast and then one portion starting to form here over the Panhandle on Friday and Saturday. That's what's going to bring these triple-digit temperatures into our forecast here for this 4th of July weekend. You can see it really sitting over Oklahoma Sunday and then into Monday as well. That's going to bring these highs up from 96 tomorrow, 97 Thursday. We see this hump here as that heat dome starts to set in over our area. 101 for the forecasted high for 4th of July. You can continue to see these high temperatures into next week with highs in the high 90s. Full 4th of July weekend forecast here for you, though. 100 degrees, 101 on the 4th of July, 100 on Sunday. Mostly clear every day. We do have a 20% chance for an isolated storm on Sunday. Not too confident in it yet just because it's so far away. The conditions are there. We're just not sure if we're going to see any storms form. But we're going to continue to look at it past Sunday and next Monday. The 8 to 14-day precip outlook may be just above normal here for the southern parts of Oklahoma, but near normal and below normal further north, so we're going to continue to track that. But the July outlook for temperature here from the Climate Prediction Center, above normal for our region. It's going to be a hot July after this hot June we've had. With all of these hot temperatures here in the forecast, just important to remember, look before you lock here. Even if the temperature is just 96 outside, even after 15 minutes, up 25 degrees inside the car, 140 degrees there for the temperature inside the car just after 1 hour. For tonight, low of 75. It's going to be a bit warm, mostly clear, south wind at 15 miles an hour. For tomorrow, 96 degrees, mostly clear. Could see those heat index values up to 100. South wind at 25 miles an hour. Then the 10-day forecast here again, 96 tomorrow, mostly sunny. Going to keep those mostly sunny skies through the rest of the forecast. 101 for the high on the 4th of July. And looking ahead to next week, could see highs still in the high 90s and could see some triple digits.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Fox 25 at 7. FIFA World Cup today. Then it's FIFA World Cup, Mexico versus Ecuador, followed by the Fox 25 Late Edition.
I'm Dee Dee Gatton with the National News Desk in Washington, D.C., and this is your news update.
It was a really big night for the dirtbag left, last week, without a doubt. And some of the crazy things that they've said, like clearly anti-America.
Democratic Senator John Fetterman blasted his own party after multiple progressive Democrats won their primary races recently. His criticism comes as another Democratic member of Congress is being challenged today by a left-wing opponent in Colorado. Incumbent Congresswoman Diana Duggett is facing Maylad Quiros, a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. A former advisor to President Bill Clinton testified on Capitol Hill today about Jeffrey Epstein. The House Oversight Committee questioned Doug Band as part of its investigation into the late convicted sex offender. Band claimed in 2020 that Clinton had been to Epstein's island, contrary to what Clinton and Epstein said. Band has not been accused of wrongdoing. Charlie Kirk's parents and widow will attend a week-long hearing in his murder case next week in Utah. Prosecutors will try to demonstrate that they have enough evidence against Tyler Robinson for a trial. It'll be the first time Kirk's family will be in the courtroom with Robinson, who's charged with aggravated murder. He has not yet entered a plea. And that's your news update.
You can see more from the National News Desk at 5 p.m. Saturdays on Fox 25. Donkey returning to the big screen next year in Shrek 5, and it seems we're going to be getting more of him after that. A solo donkey movie is in the works, and it's set to hit theaters in 2028. The movie will be an origin story. Eddie Murphy, of course, he's got to be the one to do this, back to lend his voice to the Shrek sidekick. It wouldn't be right if we didn't have his voice,
He's awesome. I remember watching Shrek, probably when I was 5 or 6 years old now. It was just awesome. Love his character.
It's a great series to grow up with, right? At 85 years old, one Wisconsin man is proving age is just a number. Glenn Sperry has been a pioneer in show skiing since 1968, inventing tricks that are now performed around the world, including stilt skiing and the double jump. This week, Sperry returned for his 4th annual performance with the Central Wisconsin Water Walkers. And Sperry tells us he has no plans to retire. We're going to be seeing him for a while.
Yeah, we had this story on the Sunday night news as well, and I was just insanely impressed with being able to water ski on stilts.
Water skiing alone, high five to you. Then you go adding tricks in, and I'm just,
That's super impressive. I couldn't do that even at 22.
Okay, all right, way to tell everybody how young you are. Take a look at this cop who gets a lift from a van driver as he chases a suspect. The officer was responding to reports of an assault. The suspect then ran away, prompting the chase. An officer flagged down a passing van, got a ride. That allowed him to catch up and arrest the suspect. I don't know. I would freak out if a cop tried to flag me down to get in and catch a ride. I don't know.
I'd be super nervous that I was about to get arrested.
I know, am I in trouble?
Was I speeding?
Did I do
he have a
wrong?
radar on him?
Like, here, just take the car. All right, it's yours. All right, so a lot of heat coming our way. It's already hot, but it's going to get hotter.
It's already hot. It's going to get hotter, especially for this 4th of July weekend. I got the forecast here once again. 100 on Friday, 101 for the high on the 4th of July. We're going to be mostly clear every day. We're going to drop back down to 100 as we get into Sunday. South wind at 15 miles an hour. Do have a 20% chance of rain just for an isolated storm that's possible on Sunday. The conditions are there. We're just not too confident yet to go higher than 20%, but it's going to seem like either being at the pool or being at the lake is going to be mandatory to stay cool for this 4th of July weekend.